Our action. Yeah. So first, download the file from the Discord server. Then go to File, open Data folder, go to MQL4, and this go to the Exports folder. And over here, you can paste your that downloaded file. Okay. Once this is done, now go back to your MT4. Right click in the navigator window, just select on anything. Okay. And then click on refresh. Okay. Once that is done, your algo should show right over here in this list. Okay. Now to apply this, first open the chart, then just drag this algo on your chart, the VP risk calculator, and this there are three tabs basically: about, common, and inputs. Okay. In the common tab, turn on allow live trading, allow DLL imports, allow imports of exchange exports, and allow modification of signal. Just click all these three things. Okay. Now go to the inputs, and the inputs you can select the magic number. This is basically the identification number for the EA. So if you're running multiple algorithms on the same terminal, you can set different numbers to them and allocate so that they can manage the trade accordingly. Okay. And here you have to enter what percentage of your account you want to risk. And here you have to enter what risk to reward you want in that particular trade. Here you can enter how much percentage of the partial trade you want to close. And here you can select break-even time. Basically, I've added two types of break-even. One is true break-even, which considers your commissions as well as into consideration while moving your stocks to break-even. So let's say if you're paying $7 per lot. So if you want exact at zero loss, then you can set it on true break-even. So it will move your stop loss and $7 more profit if you're trading just one lot. Okay. If you just set it on open price, then it will just make your stop loss, just move your stop loss to at the open price, the trade open price. Okay. Then here, this is the trade label shift. When you enter a trade, you will see a label right over here, which gives you the trade number basically to manage your trades accordingly. It gives you a number. So if you want this number to be very close to your candles, you can set it right over here. If you make it lower, then it will come closer. If you make it higher, then it will go to the right side, more towards the right side. Okay. Now here, this is the panel size. Basically you will get a panel right over here on the left side. To change the size of that panel, you can select here whatever you can set it as per you need. Basically, if you divide it by, basically it divides the size of the drawing on the chart by this value. So if you select on 1, it will just apply the default size. If you want to make it smaller, just divide it by 0.11 or maybe 0.12. Don't go like way below like 3 or 5. It will make it very smaller. Okay. So I like it at 1.3. It suits my size. Okay. And this thing, I've also added few hotkeys. So if you don't want to go and click with your mouse, you can just press keys on your keyboard to do certain actions. So first of which it is the break even key. If you press B on your keyboard, it will automatically move your stuff to break even. Second thing is partial close key. So it will automatically close partial trade of whatever percentage you select over here. So if you select 50%, then it will close 50% if you press B. If you press C, then it will close the complete trade. Okay. So if you have multiple trades, then you have to click press C multiple times. It will just close once for the first trade itself, whichever you have selected. Okay. Then I've added basically three trade management mode. Okay. The first one is the prop mode, which what it does is basically just move your stops to break even at 1 hour and closes full trade at 2 hours. Okay. So these are the two settings for that. The second trade management mode is the standard trade management mode. What it does is basically the standard initial close percentage. So let's say if you want to manage a trade in such a way that let's say if the trade reaches 1 hour, then you have to close 50% of it, and then after every 1 hour you have to close some part of the trade. Okay, so you can do that as well. So you have to select the standard mode, and the standard mode you have to set what initially you want to close and how at what risk to reward level you want to close that initial trade. Okay, when to move your stop to break even also you can select. So it is at 1, so which means it will move your stop to break even at 1 hour. Okay, and then this is the increment. So at what incremental levels you want to close how much percent of your trade. So let's say at 1 hour I close 50%. So now at one increment, which is at 2 hour, it will automatically close 15% of the trade. Okay, so if you select, let's say after every 2 hour increment, so let's say after 3 hour, then plus 2 hour, that is 5 hour. So like that, in that increment, it will basically close your trades. The third trade management mode is the trailing SL basically. So in this mode, what it does is at 1 hour, it moves your stock to break even. At 2 hour, it closes 50% of your trade, and then after at 2 hour, after closing 50% of the trade, it moves your stock to 1 hour. Okay, and after that, every 1 hour increment. So from 3 hour, it starts moving your stop loss by 0.5 hour. So at 3 hour, your stop loss will be at 1.5 hour, because at 2 hour you have made your stop loss at 1 hour, right? So after 3 hour, it will be incremented by 0.5 hour. So 1 plus 0.5 is 1.5 hour. So like that. So at 4 hour, it will be at 2 hour. Then at 5 hour, it will be at 2.5 hour. So like that, it will increment. So you can change it if you want at 1 hour increments or anyways. You can just change this setting accordingly. Okay. Then we have this new settings, and these new settings you can select on. Let's say you want, if you're trading euro dollar, so you want to just check euro dollar news events. Then you have to select this, make it as true. So it will only show the news events which are on euro and US dollar. Okay, if you keep it on false, then it will show all the pairs news events. Then you can filter out the high impact, medium impact, and low impact news events, as well as speeches and holidays. So if you don't want the speeches and holidays, you can keep it at false, so it won't show that. Okay, whatever you want, you can just keep it on true, and rest turn it off by keeping it on false. Okay, after that you have this alert settings. So let's say if you want an alert 15 minutes before the news, then you can set it at 15. If you want it at 10 minutes before, then set it on 10. And let's say let's say you want another alert after 15 minutes after the news event. Then let's say if you like the news to settle down, and then you execute your trade. So in that case, you can set this alert as well. So let's say if you want after, let's say, 10 minutes, so you can change it to 10. So before 10 minutes also you will get an alert, and after 10 minutes also you can get an alert. Okay, so like that. So if you don't want this news alert, just keep it on 0, so it will turn it off. Okay, so no, you won't get any alerts. Okay, and also if you just make it false, right over here, the pop-up alerts, it won't show you alerts. So like this also, you can turn off the alerts. If you want it on, then keep it on too. So these are all the settings you need to do. Okay, and if you have a certain type of trading strategy where you always want this to be 3 hour and your risk to be at 0.5%, then you can just save it as a template. Just click on save, and you can store it as a template you like. Okay, just name it whatever you want, and just click on save. So whenever you load this thing next time, just click on load and add that particular template, and then click on OK. So like that also you can do. Okay, so once you click OK, you will see this risk calculator right over here. So yeah, over here also you can change your risk percentage to whatever you want. But let's say if you're changing the time frames, it will reset. So that's why we enter this particular percentage, whatever we want, in the inputs itself. So whenever we change the time frame, it should not reset back to what it was. Okay, because let's say if you enter right now 0.25, and if you go less than 30 minutes, it will reset back it to 0.5, which you have entered in the inputs. Okay, so that's what happened, because that's how MT4 work. It will reset everything. Okay, so like that. And also you can change the rest to reward whatever you want. And if you click on this market order, it will draw these two lines. Okay, the red one is the stop loss line, and the green is the TP line. So if you keep this stop loss line below the current market price, it will show you, it will automatically open a buy trade by lot size, whatever the lot size it is, as per your risk management, 0.5% of this $141,000 account. Okay, and if you move your stops above this thing, then it will show you the same sell trade, whatever the lot size is appropriate for the account size as per 0.5% risk, and it will automatically move your stop take profit line accordingly. So let's say if you accidentally open this market order, but you wanted to open a pending order, just you have to click on X to delete this market order, and then you can open a pending order if you want. Okay, so for pending order, there are 3 lines. The red line is the stop loss line, this yellow line is the entry price line, and the green one is the take profit. Okay, it will automatically select if it is a buy stop order, sell stop order, as per your stop loss. If the stop loss is above, now see, it is a sell limit order. Okay, if your stop loss is below current market price, it is a buy stop order, because you're buying above the current market price. Okay, So let's say if we keep this line below this current market price, then to show buy limit order. So like that, it will automatically execute. So yeah, once you have planned your trade, whatever you want, then just click on execute. Then it will place your trades. Okay, and it will also label your trades. Like this is the trade number 1. So let's say if you execute multiple orders, let's say you have 2-3 orders, so it will label accordingly. See? So this line will disappear after 1 tick because that's how MT4 works. So that's why it will stay for a while. See, now the second trade has been opened at this particular price, so it is now showing trade 2. So if you want to manage just trade 2, so that you can select here trade 2 in the trade select section, and then you can select if you want to close 50% or anything like that. Say some people want to close 90% of the trades, they can select 90% and then click on close partial. So it will close 90% of the trade 2, not the trade 1. If you want to close trade 1, then select trade 1. Okay. And whenever you're executing something, let's say if you execute the trade 1, trade 2 first, and then you want to close the trade 1. So in that case, your trade 2 becomes the trade 1 and trade 1 becomes trade 2. That's how MT4 works. It will rearrange this order. It will make basically this order as a new order. So it will get an prioritized first, and this will prioritize second, like that. So let's say if you want to delete this order, just click on cancel, and then normally how we would do it. And yeah, this is basically the break even button. If your trade is in profit, then only you can break even your trades. Basically, it would move your stuff to break even. This button will turn on and off the news events. So as you can see, I think there's an alert that after 3 minutes we have a news event. So if you click on OK, you can see like at 12:15 our time, we have French final CPI news event. Okay. So yeah, so like that it will show. If you want to turn it off, if you don't want the alert, you can just turn off this news button. It will the calendar will disappear and you won't get any alerts. If you keep it on, then only you will get the alerts. Okay. What is left? Yeah, this partial level. Let's say if you execute a trade right now, say I'm executing a buy trade. Okay. Click on execute trade. Let's say you want to close the trade partially at some particular level. Then you can click this partial level button and the blue line will appear. So let's say if you want to close the trade at 10 pips, so you can set it on 10 pips like this, adjust it, and just double click on it. Okay, so once you double click, after that only when the trade touches this particular line, it will close 90%, whatever you have entered right over here. That percentage it will automatically close. Okay, then as we discussed the trade management system, so you can select the button whatever you want, whichever trade management you want, just click on that button and that will show that this particular trade management is right now on. So click on standard, then it will show this one as on. It will automatically turn off this one. So these things, you should do it. I'll advise you to do it beforehand, before actually placing your trades. Just turn this particular trade management mode on and then execute your trade. Okay, because if you do it afterwards, sometimes it won't work, because let's say if you modify your stop losses from here to here and then you're turning it on, so it will calculate the risk to reward as per the current stop loss. Okay, whatever it is right now. So that's why I advise to turn on the trade management mode first, then execute your trade. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. Now you can see it will show you the candle timer as well, the seconds left for the candle to close, the spreads also, and also it will show you, let's say if you want to just minimize this calculator, let's say if it is blocking your chart, then just click on X, then it will minimize that particular calculator, and then you can analyze your charts, and then you can click back on this arrow to turn it back on. So yeah,